There we go. Okay, I am so excited because I finally got my camera focused. That took a lot. Way longer than I wanted it to. But hey, my name is Maggie. Welcome back to Wandering Biscayne. I'm super excited for today because day 3 of my Florida National Park trip. Today we went to Biscayne National Park, and I am super excited to share my adventures with you guys. So, stick around. Thanks for everybody for coming back. If you've been following me along on this journey, and if you haven't, hi, I'm Maggie. I went to Florida. Yeah. um, but I'm super excited for today because I went to Biscayne National Park and I got up super early. I spent the night in the glamping tents in the Everglades.
Slept so good last night.
Sorry again for my bedhead, but it is what it is. And I made my way to Homestead, where I went to the visitor center, the Biscayne National Park Visitor Center, and I had booked a charter out to Biscayne National Park. Now, the actual park itself is water. Most of it is water. So here's just the visitor center, and as you can see, it's pretty much just a boat dock. And so the reason the park is there is to protect the Florida Keys, the undeveloped Florida Keys, as well as the marine life that's there. There's lots of, corals, and, it's a great place for manatees and dolphins and just sea life in general to have a place to come and, keep it protected so those areas are not developed. This is a location of the first Florida Key, or, little islands that go down, starting there and going down to Key West, which is the last Florida, Dry Tortugas, which is the last Florida Key. But I got the opportunity to book a charter and go snorkeling. So I was super excited about it. When I first got in the water, they took us to 2 locations. The first one was just a block of coral. I didn't see too much out there. Of course, there was, little fishies and everything. And the coral was super cool. It almost looked, it took me a second to get my bearings. I was also having trouble with my mask. It was like fogging up and I kept getting water in it. So I was just fighting that the whole time. So I didn't see a whole lot there. But at our second location, we went to a shipwreck that is out there, and it was super cool. I was seeing stuff night and day. It was like, it was super awesome. So I went and I saw this nurse shark here. That was super good. I was the only one. So you go in a little tour group, and I'm sorry this is going to be kind of chopped up, just because I was trying not to get anybody from the tour group in my camera, just because I didn't want to post pictures of other people, especially other people swimming. It's just weird. But I saw this nurse shark come through, and I just got it just enough before it swam away, but I was super excited about that. It was a pretty big one. And then right as soon as we dropped in on this school of, I think they're called chub. I might be wrong about that. Don't quote me. I don't know my fish too well. But it was a huge school of fish, and they were not afraid of anything. But as we were swimming, we saw some parrotfish, which are super beautiful under the water. Some of them were a really nice fluorescent blue and purple. And this stingray right here, we saw 2 different species of stingrays. I just got video of the one. But it was a pretty good size one coming in and swimming across the ocean floor like that. And there was just fish everywhere. It was really cool. A very, very active location near the shipwreck. And that little blue thing you see swimming across there, that's a parrotfish. They just the part of the shipwreck here, and more parrotfish swimming along, but part of the shipwreck here, and the sky was just absolutely beautiful that day. It was crystal clear. It was like perfect for swimming. There's a barracuda swimming across there. It was kind of following us around, mean mugging all of us. But there's another view of the shipwreck there. And nobody was injured from that shipwreck. Everybody survived, which is really great. As you can see, those coral, you can't really see from the video, but they have like bright neon purple stems almost that go through it. Those little fish there are Sergeant Major. It's kind of an odd name for a fish, but whatever. And then there's a very neon yellow one there, which is called, I don't know, I couldn't find the name for it, and I was too lazy and didn't want to search anymore. But anyways, some very vibrant fish that were swimming along. They were just so pretty, and I don't know, I really enjoyed watching the parrotfish. So they actually, our guide was telling us, so I could hear this, like, it almost sounded like a Geiger counter going off. Oh, I didn't edit that out. There's another view of the shark. Sorry. I'm way too lazy to take that out. But it almost sounded like a crunching. And that's actually the parrotfish. So they chew up a lot of the coral to get the algae out of it and then spit it out. So yeah. But then more schools of fish. It was super cool to have fish swimming all around us. And the seaweed, I kept getting it like stuck in my hair. It was really annoying. But yeah, it was just super awesome. But from there, I made my way down the coast to Key West, which is where I was going to be spending the night. On my way down, it was a longer drive. It took about 3.5 hours. But I kind of spent my time driving down there. I took my time on the Keys, just kind of enjoying everything. It was kind of nice, just like the beachy vibes. While I was going down, I passed the sign for a bird sanctuary, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. I'll stop. It was really cool. I thought it was going to just be like almost, just a place for birds to hang out, a nice like safe space. No, it was actually a bird rehabilitation center. So they, I don't want to say collect birds, but they bring in birds from, that have been injured or anything and they can't be released back into the wild. They keep here and they take care of them. So there were quite a few birds. This little blue jay was like really cute. And then, some hawks and some owls. It was really cool. They had some pelicans and some other seabirds. It was really cool. I'm glad I stopped. It is free, but they highly recommend you make a donation, so I did. But it was really cool. It was really cool to be able to go here, so that was cool. And then I made my way all the way down to Key West. I stayed at a campground down there, the Boys Key West campground. That was a really nice campground. I had a really good spot. I paid a little extra. I was a little bougie with it. I paid a little extra for a waterfront tent site. And I'm kind of glad I did that because it was hot. Like, it was so hot. It was actually awful. But I had a nice little breeze from the bay coming off, or the sea coming off my tent. What am I trying to say? I had good breeze. Good. But I mean, I just had like the most beautiful view ever. So it was really cool. And of course, like when I got down there, I had to go visit the southernmost point sign, which technically is not the southernmost point. Dry Tortugas is, I guess, but I am grown enough to admit when I'm wrong. That is the southernmost point. Dry Tortugas is the southernmost Florida key, but Key West is actually more southern than Dry Tortugas. I apologize. Someone get me a ukulele. Sorry. But it was really cool. So I spent the night, made some hot dogs, and got ready for my day at Dry Tortugas National Park tomorrow. I'm super excited for that. Made some hot dogs, put some hot dogs on the grill, and had a good night. So come back tomorrow. I'm going to be going over my trip to Dry Tortugas. Unfortunately, I didn't take like a whole lot of videos, which I'm actually kind of really upset about. Actually, I can't say that. I took a lot of pictures. So it's going to be another slideshow video. I'm sorry. But I did, take a lot of pictures and I took some videos. But anyways, we'll get back to that in that video. But stick around for that. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching. And I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye.